Okay guys, we're going to go and do USJPY today. And why? Well, I opened my mouth in the news video that you'll see on the channel, and also in a live stream this morning. I broke this particular chart down, said what I think, and now I'm going to back that up. So I've mentioned this before I've gone to market. So let's roll an intro and we'll get into this. And a warm welcome, one and all. So, USJPY, what we're going to do, it's not quite ready yet. I'll kind of show you as to why, which is here. Just flick that up. What it's telling me is it's all over the place. But if I am to move this into a trade, it's going to be a sell, which is here. Okay. Now that's based on the bias tool, which is these little instruments down here. The squad do get access to the bias tool that will work out this section. But it's telling me if I'm compelled, I want to be selling this, but at the moment, it's not so clever. Okay. Now I gave my reasons to the guys as to why that is, etc. But I also showed them a setup where it would carry out and how targeting is important. And in fact, I'm going to go down and make coffee in a minute. And I think what we'll do, we'll almost have a mini coffee with Scruff discussing what I'm talking about there. But just so that you can kind of see what's going on. This is the Discord. We have a sing-song in the coffee lounge. But the guys do start getting into trades, bulls and bears. Market updates. They can ask me anything they want. I keep updating. Updated that one at 5 to 10 for this particular hour. Did a full breakdown of the news here. And if we come down into the video vault and we see market call, there is the live thing today. Okay. So the guys in here would have seen everything that we're doing. And there we are. We're marking it out and we're understanding what's going on. Now, every so often you'll start seeing that there's the bias tool should come into this somewhere. Maybe it's not. There it is. There we are. They're on working out the biases, etc. And that's the trade. But it's all in here, you know. And we do keep replays of them for the plus guys. So once I've established what I'm up to, I do try and keep the guys. Now they also have Ask Scruff in there, where they get me to analyse and do things. I did it at the weekend for a set and forget on oil. And again, it played out. Why? I do a lot of homework and I analyse a chart. I don't look at this on a sort of the way most people would and just go, oh, that is a 5-minute chart and it's looking for a liquidity sweep and it's looking for a structure break. All of this. Don't do any of that. I actually break it from a monthly chart down, understanding a narrative of direction. And then once I've got that narrative of direction, I'm then looking for reasons as to why it would continue. Now, I would find that here on the hourlies. Now, at the moment, we have this particular big move here. It's not going anywhere. I've got all my key levels in place. I've got my trading arena in place. So I know the area I want to work in, which is here. So as long as the price stays between these zones, I'm more than happy to trade. If it breaks out, I'll have to reevaluate. But at the moment, it's between these two and I'm looking to sell. Now, I also want to see where key turning points of the market are. Well, I'm looking at the direction of the market itself, which is up. You can see that here. I want to see whether this is at a turning point so I can get a quick snap on a retracement against the trend, which is why the higher time frames are all over the place. So there is something happening, and I would do that like this. Get an extension. I would look for the last move that completed. Well, it started there, got up as high as there and came back. Okay, so it's this particular move here, which is what I'm looking at. Why? Because it's the key area of this, because it started down here, came up, collapsed, failed, and then pushed through, but that is sustained. I can put on a key area of attraction, which is there. And what did it do? It went to the pip at that point as it pushed through. It's a key turning point. If it doesn't turn here, it'll follow through to 161 as the next key turning point, which would be here. And again, bang on, boom, and then it consolidated. So this is the one. This is the area of interest, okay? So from here, I can take it down into 15 minutes and then start for looking for better pricing that I can work with. Well, that is there. It's inside of this. It's holding above. I know I want to sell it. So whatever the levels that this one throws out, which is kind of there, because that's locked in. There's your 23, down in 38, onto the 50. It's pushing back up. It's stalling in and around this area again. That's a keen area. So the higher levels, what I'm after, are these two. So I can sell any of them. Very simple. Drop it into 5 minutes. And what do you know? It's bang on it. And it's selling out. Now, the market itself is telling me it's only about 5 pips. Now, it is showing signs of failure coming down. You can see that here. It's not a strong chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the plateau, best of the 5. I can have an order there and I can have a quick scalp down into this. Okay. So just drop that under. I'm going to set it for the 5 pips the sheet told me to, which is there. Just drop this back up onto that. There's my 5 pips into that level, and this is if it quickly slams down. Now, because I'm waiting for it, don't matter, but realistically I want it high into the chart. I want it up into these so I can actually follow it up, but at least I've got some skin in the game if I want to. And then wherever it triggers, I can then pad it out all the way up to here by using DCA, dollar cost averaging. Not Martindale, big difference. And the way that I do things is completely different. And a lot of people don't get it, and they never will until they see the maths. But I've shown the guys the maths, and as soon as they see it, they have a light bulb moment. So that's this particular trade set up. What we'll do is we'll just leave it as is. You can kind of see what it is. But let me just grab my other camera and well, there you go. It's going into market now. It's just triggered in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the rest of this up, and we'll put our, let's just see, is it going to push down in and get it out quick? Who knows? Who knows? Come on, down. Do the quick 5 pips, and then that job will be done. And then I'll go make a coffee and reset this for 11 o'clock. Come on, down into, see, it's hitting the level now. It's struggling with the spread, because that's one of the issues that you have as well. Because not only have you got the spread and it's offside on the point of entry, it's got to cover the spread to hit the target. Now, the target is important, but look where that stopped. That stopped dead on that level. Absolutely bang on it. So I know these levels are good. You know, I trust them all the time. Now from here, I can put some extra orders in if I so wish. So I'm just going to set this up on my trading chart that is above it. And what I have there, the guys will know what it is, and they'll know exactly how I'm working out a box of pain. The box of pain is just above here. And what that'll do is it'll give me an opportunity to get in, but if I'm wrong, the machine will make the decision and I'll be out, gone. So move that to there. So I'll put the secondary order in, just pull that down to same area. So there's my second order. So pushes up, picks that up, and then comes back. Right, okay. Well, what I'll do, I'll leave this running so that we have this as well. But let's, in the meantime, while it's playing out, I'll take my phone with me so I can monitor it. We'll drop down in the kitchen and I'll make myself a coffee because I'm gasping for a coffee, guys. I really is. You know, bloody choking. Winky's gone off to get a haircut today, which is not good because you leave me in the house on my own, and normally shenanigans get up to because I make a mess and then she kicks off, and then I don't get me little pleasures, which is not good, you know, because Scruffy likes his little pleasures. That's right. She goes to Greg's and gets me a pasty. What did you think I was talking about? What on earth did you think I was talking about? How would you possibly think that of my wife? Well, actually, I would, because she's sexy as fuck. Anyway, right. I was having a moment there. Do you know something? A lot of people won't, like, confess their love for their partners and one thing and another. I love Winky to bits. And I do this so that I can give her the best life possible. I really do. It's why we're going on holiday in a couple of weeks. Yes, it's part of the squad. Got some more of these t-shirts coming as well, because we're off to, I'll show you these, I'll show you. That's it, because the boys, that'll find it the right way around. We going Benidorm. Yes, we going to Benidorm. And I booked a hotel, laid a bit of food on for them, drinks. It's not costing them anything, I'm paying for it. Why? Because I love them to bits. But I love Winky as well, so I'm staying out there for a bit longer, and we're having a holiday of our own in Benny. And then in January we're going off on a ship. From this. It's all from this. And it's the love of the job and the love of a woman. Right. There we go. Job's done. So, even though I'm prattling on and one thing and another, it did what I wanted it to do. Now that I was complete, what I need to do is reset and look at it again at 11 o'clock. And then there we go. And that's what you saw me do yesterday. You know, so it's only 25 quid this morning. Fair enough, I can live with that, I'm not bothered. But it's 25 quid more than I had. Let's go get a coffee and I'll explain something to you. Okay, boys and girls, let's go sort this out. Oh, bloody hell, that's knacked. So what am I talking about? Well, let me navigate the stairs so I don't break my bloody neck, because I've got my other cup in my other hand, you see. So, we'll have a wander around Scruffy's house, shall we? Why? Well, because I live here. I like it. So, come down here, make a mess. And I was talking about jobs. And I think jobs is quite important. Give us a second. Oh, champion, the fire's still on. Okay, guys, so we're talking about jobs. And I guess trading is a job. And if you're good at your job, you should be able to do it a lot better than somebody who is just starting. That's common sense. But also, if you're doing it as a job, I would imagine you're quite good at it. And if you're quite good at something, that means you should get it right more than you get it wrong. Now, this brings me on to win rates and the way people are perceived. Because if you think about the way the markets are, let's go through into the living room, I think. If you think about the way the markets are, you're always told, well, you can only have a couple of winners and you can have loads of losers and you'll be profitable. I'm not a lover of that. Let me kind of explain why. Let me just grab a seat. Oh, that's better. Got to rest the old bones, boys and girls. Got to rest the old bones. Right, what was I saying? Job. Okay. I never script anything what you have here. It's just me and my thoughts. Now, what you're seeing me do was a calculated scalp. All right. It wasn't the best trade in the world, but it certainly wasn't the worst because I planned it. Now, I planned it so that it would be advantageous to me. The one part of it that I didn't take into account was the narrative of the way this industry is sold. Now, I love my job, but I hate the industry. I genuinely do. Let me get a sip of this, actually. Oh, you all know Scruffy likes it, coffee. And he definitely does, because my throat's killing us. But why do I hate the industry? Well, I hate the industry, one, because it attracts the wrong type of people. Gamblers, morons, freeloaders, you name it, it attracts them. And they normally are quite vocal. And it makes the industry very difficult to operate within because of them. And when something goes wrong, which inevitably it will, they never look at themselves, they always look at somebody else. So the biggest one is, oh, the broker's working against me. No, it's not. The broker wants you to stay. The brokers make money from round trips. And what that means is that's their spreads, their commissions, that sort of thing. So they want you to open and close trades. Yes, there'll be flashy lights and one thing and another to encourage you to trade a little bit more. But they certainly don't want you to lose in the way that you think that, oh, there we are. I've just seen Michael there put his pounder point in. Let's move a 5 trillion market to take out his 10 pip stop. No, not quite. It doesn't quite work like that. What's happening there is you're caught in the noise because you can't read the conditions of the market. Then you have the next part of the narrative. Well, you only have to win 4 times out of 10 with a 3-to-1 and you will always make money. No, you won't. That's teaching you a bad habit, and it's certainly not teaching you the job. What it's telling you is to gamble, because now you think, well, I can lose 6 times and I'm still going to make money. Well, you can't. I had a conversation with a chap the other week, and he said he only ever puts in a 10 pip stop, and that's his winning formula. I says, well, what are you talking to me for then, if it's a winning formula? Well, I seem to be spinning wheels. Okay, well, why are you spinning wheels? Well, I get stopped out, and I just don't seem to be growing my account, but when I'm winning big. And I said, well, let's have a quick look at what you last did. Stopped out about 6 times, literally, stopped out. And he's going, yeah, then I hit a banger, 30 pips. I thought, yeah, but you lost 60 to gain 30. It just didn't add up. And he was frightened of that trade. It just happened to be a lucky trade. So was that doing the job or was that gambling? Now, to me, it was gambling. If you'd used the stop effectively by putting the stop in the correct place in the first place, and it ain't 10 pips, you know, a little bit bigger than that, you can then average into that, reduce your exposure, which means you're not putting as much money on the table, which means if you are wrong, you can go to market again, and you've got a better chance of an upside because the target has that little bit further to go. I'm a big advocate of DCA, dollar cost averaging, but there's dollar cost averaging, there's martingale, there's all sorts of different ways you can call this. The way I do it is not martingale. I have 2 fixed points, point of entry, point of exit, and I'll break it up between the 2 points, which will, as I've just said, reduces exposure, increases an upside. But more importantly, it reduces the amount of investment I put in the market. A lot of the time I have nearly half on the table as what somebody else sitting next to me has, but my return is equal, if not more. Bit of a mind boggler, but it's just because the price has that little bit further to go to target, that's all. Anyway, let's just step aside from that for a moment. What is low win rates telling you, if you think about it? Well, in industry, they would say, you're shit at your job, but we're going to pay you. And that's why I hate the industry, because it portrays this image that you are terrible, but you're going to get paid. But then you figure out you're terrible and you don't get paid, so you kick off. So it actually almost encourages the sort of behavior of people. When really, if you're good at your job, you should be doing it and nailing it a lot better than 4 times in 10. The example I always give, I have a nice car, you know, and it costs quite a lot of money to repair. So when it goes to a garage, if that mechanic only fixes it 4 times out of 10, the question I'm asking is, how much damage have you done in the meantime because you don't know what you're doing? Well, it could be quite a bit on my machine. Now, if I take it to a garage that's a specialist well, I drive a Mercedes without sort of being boastful, but if I take it to a specialist that deals in Mercedes, and he can fix that probably 8 times out of 10, but on the 2 that he's not fixed it fully, he knew what was wrong roughly. To me, that's the better mechanic. Now, the other one might be cheaper, but he's cheaper for a reason. He's not fucking good. So that's the analogy that I take. You know, if you're good at your job, you get it right more than you get it wrong. But what happens at your workplace? If you've got an employee or you've got a work colleague that is absolutely terrible at their job, what's the ultimate sort of thing that's going to happen to them? Well, if they work in my factory, they get sacked. It's that simple. You know, if you're no good at your job, I'm not going to pay you to sort of disrupt the rest of it. Now, when I was in industry and one thing and another, nobody was sacked on a whim. I would work with them. I'd see why they were terrible. Now, it was either they were incapable of doing the job, so it was a friendly handshake, sorry, there's your severance pay, away you go, or they didn't want to do the job. Now, if they didn't want to do the job, that was even worse. You know, and I've certainly got no time for people like that, because they shouldn't have took the job in the first place, because that's about attitude. Now, attitude is a big, big thing in the trading world. If you haven't got your mindset correct, it doesn't matter what your technical skill is, you've already lost. You've got to have a positive attitude. I'm looking at this chart, I want to see certain characteristics within it. If I don't see those characteristics within it, I have to have the discipline or the attitude to sit out of the market. But if I am going to be compelled to go to market, I'm still going to carry it out within some form of a plan. And that's what I did today. I knew I couldn't swing at it. Or if I did swing at it, it would be pretty dangerous. So how did I combat that? I was conservative. Put a reasonable target in for that time period. And I worked from 1 hour to the next. So 10 o'clock through 11 o'clock, that market was only willing to give me 5 pips. So therefore I took the 5 pips, took the money, and I'm happy, reset at 11 o'clock, and I'll see how much that might be willing to give me. Now, at 11 o'clock, it might be willing to give me 20 pips. Planning. So, little sermon according to Scruff. I haven't done any videos for a while, and I'm kind of slowing down. It all comes down to you guys. If I see you constantly want me to put things up, I will. If I see I'm getting it kicked into me, I just step away. Because my job is that screen. I do YouTube because I genuinely enjoy it. I genuinely do. I like making the videos. I like talking into the camera. Not for any other reason that I find it quite therapeutic when life is stressful. You know, it's a nice way to convey things. Now, sometimes I kick off, and I do kick off because I don't script. And if something's in my mind and I've got a moron biting it into me, it just comes out, you know. So the reflection of my actions is really a mirror image of what you're portraying yourself. And if you go in the comments, you sharp see the friggin' melons and the morons. They're completely stupid. And why? Probably because they're no good at the job. Something for you to think about. So, tell me, do you look at trading as a job? Or as just a bit of fun? Interesting discussion for another day. But I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'm going to enjoy that fire. I'm going to put Star Wars on. Winky will be home soon with a new haircut. Could go one of two ways. She'll either be elated and Scruffy will be in for some good times, or she'll be kicking off. And if I hear that back door slam when she comes in, trust me, I'll have them car keys and I'll be out that front door quicker than she can get this living room. Because trust me, when she kicks off, I ain't staying in the house. That's time to go for a ride in the woods. As always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.